So each dog that comes into a new environment, they're gonna have some different issues that you will have to address. It doesn't matter what dog you have, you're gonna have to teach your dog how to live with you. It doesn't come naturally to them. But there are some really common bad behaviors that come with dogs, specifically new dogs into a new environment. Overexcitement, jumping, biting, not necessarily aggression, but nipping and using their teeth in a way that's not really fun. Jumping on the couch, jumping on people, excess barking, all of these things. Let's talk about potty training first. Potty training is a must, obviously. We don't want our dogs peeing in our house. There's a lot of ways to go about this, but the concept that you want your dog to understand is this. Going potty outside is awesome. You get all the cool stuff. I'm gonna love on you. I'm gonna show you I'm happy with my face and my voice. I'm gonna give you treats. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna have what I call a puppy potty party every single time that you go potty outside. It's awesome. You really want to do that. On the flip side, every time you go potty inside, you're just not gonna like the consequences. I'm not saying to be mean, I'm not saying anything harsh, but there will be a consequence that you don't necessarily like. Meaning, you may go spend some time in the kennel. One of my favorite things, once you start to get a relationship with the dog, make them watch you clean it up and use your tools of communication to show them that you're angry. Put them in a kennel right next to where they're peed and just stare at them. We have these communication tools. They understand exactly what we're telling them. So show them with your communication tools, this is not the way that you have fun. We're gonna have a puppy potty party every time you do it in the right place, but there's a consequence every time you do it in the wrong place. And maybe that consequence is just, I'm gonna be angry or mad at you. Jumping. Jumping is a very, very common thing for dogs, especially dogs that are overexcited or young or just plain happy. This is our happy zone. This is where all the action happens. This is where your dog wants to be. And so when they are down there, it makes very natural sense to jump up, to get as close as they can. Whether it's a Dachshund or a Mastiff, they just want to be as close to this as they can. The concept that we want the dog to understand there is, when your feet are on the ground, game on. Once your feet come off the ground, you are not gonna get anything that you like. I'm not gonna pet you, I'm not gonna show you my happy face, I'm not gonna use happy words, I'm not going to give you anything positive. I may even make you a little bit uncomfortable. I may just kind of mush your face down, or I may use my knee and kind of push you off. I may let you fall. Whatever it is, it's not gonna be fun. Whereas if you walk up to me and sit and stare at me, I'm gonna be a whole lot of fun. Now, this means that you are in control of this. Your dog will understand this with consistency as long as you are consistent with it. But if they jump up on you and you're like, oh, I don't like this at all, you should not be doing this, you are showing that dog mixed signals in that you appreciate them jumping on you. Some dogs are very, very jumpy. Add in a little bit of discomfort. Make it to where they just don't like jumping up there because they don't like what happens when they do. This is not hitting, it's not being mean, it's not being harmful. But you can make them a little bit uncomfortable to where they understand, yeah, I don't really like that. Think of the red light, green light game here. Red light, green light. Green light, your feet are on the ground, everything's fun, everything's happy, I love you, we're having a whole lot of fun. You jumped on me, red light, I'm out. You are your dog's biggest reward. And so if you take yourself out of the equation and you stop being fun, then they're gonna realize that they don't want to jump on you because the fun disappears. And then when all the feet are back on the ground, then they recognize, oh, this is where the magic happens, this is where the fun happens. But it takes consistency on your part. Jumping on guests may be another very common thing because they're excited and they don't know how to control themselves. In the beginning, it may be a good idea to keep them on leash or put them on leash as a consequence for jumping. You also have the kennel to where you can allow them to sit there and allow that really, really high energy to dissipate before they're allowed to come meet this new person or this stranger, whoever it is. Jumping on your furniture. They just want to be close to you. If this is a boundary that you would like to set the boundary. My thoughts on dogs on the furniture is very simple. They should not have free access. That doesn't mean that you can't allow them up there, but they shouldn't be allowed to jump up there and off of there whenever they want to. That is an elevated position. You are the leader and you are entitled to certain things, and an elevated position is one of those things. Your bed is very similar. Your bed is the throne of your kingdom. That is where you sleep. The dog understands that that is a very, very sacred place. If they have free access to that, that can kind of trigger some things in their mind that could lead them to being entitled or spoiled. Not allowing them free access up there, only allowing them access when you say, hey bud, you know what, you've done really good today. say, come up here with me and hang out. Setting that boundary is a really important thing and will teach them respect. Biting. When I say biting, I'm not talking about aggression. I'm talking about nipping. Specifically, puppies really like the taste of us. We have a taste and they like playing with us because we are their biggest reward. And when they get into that playful mindset, they just want to play. And so this is where we use our communication style and redirection and say, hey, this is not a toy. These socks, that is not a toy. You're never gonna have fun with that. But this rope, this toy, this ball, this we're gonna have a whole lot of fun with. Which one do you think they're gonna wanna choose? All they wanna do is have fun. Show them what you will have fun with, teach them what will not be fun. If this behavior continues, they just won't give up your socks. They just won't give up your shoes. Then that's when you add in a consequence. Oh, you got my shoes again? All right, time to go hang out in the kennel for 5 minutes. Give them that consequence to where they understand that not only is all of this stuff really fun, this leads to something that I don't really like. I'm sticking with these. Jumping up on the counter. The risk versus reward for your dog, and there's a sandwich up there, is pretty high. That is a risk worth taking. This takes some proactivity on your part, especially a new dog, a dog that hasn't formed that solid connection with you yet, that doesn't have the respect that you need, doesn't have the trust, and all of those things. Be proactive. Don't leave sandwiches out on the counter. Living with dogs is like living with little land sharks. They are predators. They're also scavengers. Think about how dogs became partners with us in the first place. They were stealing bones and food off of our trash piles. Dogs are scavengers by nature. And so if they are able to scavenge some food, it's a very innate thing in them. One way that I like to avoid this is teach a physical boundary in your home. You're not allowed to come in my kitchen. There is an invisible or visible line. You can use whatever you would like to use, but dogs are very aware of space. They're very aware of spatial conditioning. They're very aware of spatial awareness, and they're aware of where they are in relation to you and to everything else in their environment. So if you set an invisible line and say, hey bud, you're just not allowed to cross this line unless I tell you to. With consistency, your dog will understand that they're just not allowed in that part of the house. Now, again, that takes consistency on your part. It takes you teaching them and then training them in that regard, but your dog absolutely will learn that they're just simply not allowed in the kitchen, or else there's a consequence for that action.